If you haven't seen this girl on your FYP, you're living under a rock. She's a social media growth expert that is currently killing it on TikTok with 177,000 followers. And I like numbers, so I ran the data to see what is working with her. This is a new series where I run the data on big TikTok creators to see what's working for them, so give me a follow and then comment who you want me to do next. Her top performing video in terms of engagement was this video right here, and I think it's kind of funny because this video literally talks about engagement. The reason I think that video did so well is because of these three things. First, she had a really great hook. She talks about how trending audios and things like that don't actually work, so that built a lot of authority with her audience. The second thing she did is she had actionable tips. So what she did was list out multiple tips that people could use to increase their engagement, which prompted people to share and to save it. Final thing she had was a call to action where she got people to share how they were going to get people to engage in their videos in her comment section, which prompted people to obviously comment. That hits all of the engagement metrics, which is why I think this did so well in engagement. These are her most used hashtags, but TikTok growth tips and TikTok strategy were her best performing, which makes sense with her type of content. Also, I found it interesting that Pinterest marketing was a top performing hashtag still, even though she really doesn't do that type of content anymore. That would imply that there may be a pretty big market for that type of content, so if you're thinking about getting into that, this may be your sign. This video right here was pretty controversial for her, and it ended up having the most comments per view, which makes a lot of sense because controversial videos get lots of comments. I've seen it in all the analysis that I've done. This video had the most shares per view, and I think this is funny because I just did an analysis on another girl that does digital marketing, and her shares per view also talked about AI. AI seems to be really big to get a lot of shares and a lot of saves, so if you're not getting a lot of those, you may want to implement that kind of content into your content. As far as optimal time of day to post, 2 p.m. seems to be the best time to get views. However, 7 p.m. was the best time for engagement, which kind of makes sense because when it's later in the day, more people are like hanging out at home and want to engage. I also ran the data to see what length of time would work best for her, and it actually did not come up with a strong correlation at all. It was extremely weak, so I wouldn't say that any length of time for her videos works better than any other length of time. I mentioned a lot in this video, but there's a lot more I did not mention. I made this really easy to read document for you to go through all of the data. It's in my Stan store for free. Go check it out.